Matt Reeves is back with an extra addition to his DCU universe and the Batman universe that he's been working on with the Penguin. Now, the question is it any good? Is it worth a watch? I'm going to let you guys know whether you should watch this and where you can watch it in South Africa. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. And this is a new video, a new series review or recommendation video where I'll be chatting to you guys about the Penguin in the Batman universe. So, is it any good and should you guys watch it? Is the big question. But I'm going to dive right into this particular video by talking to you guys about different facets that I enjoyed and disliked. I'll leave the spoiler stuff for a little bit later on in the video, and I'll give you guys a fair warning on when I will be spoiling a few things for you guys. So, what is the Penguin? First and foremost, the Penguin is a direct spin-off of Matt Reeves's 2022 Batman film, which featured Colin Farrell as the Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot. That movie also starred Robert Pattinson as the Batman, or Edward Cullen, as some of you may know him from the Twilight series, the sparkly vampire, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. But I felt that that movie was a brilliant movie. I loved the tone, the dark tone that they had to it, the way they utilized the basics like a late sunset with the reds in the skies that they used that night to kind of shine through and give that movie its dark, cringy tone. I thought that movie was brilliant, me personally. So I know there was some kickback at it, and some people didn't really enjoy that movie. I thought it was awesome. So when I heard that they were going to make a Penguin series and they were going to dive deeper into the character of the Penguin and what makes him who he is, I was really excited. And then the first episode launched, and I was still excited. I was thoroughly satisfied. What an amazing show. I will definitely recommend this show to anybody. The reason why I would recommend the show is because it does delve into the world of the Batman. It gives you Gotham. This series picks up a week after the events that happened in Batman when the Riddler flooded the city. So they do give you a nice lead up to that, and they open up with a scene that explains everything to you. So you won't be lost going into the series. You don't necessarily have to watch the Batman to understand what's going on here because they do give you enough information to still be invested into the story. But obviously, if you watch the Batman, you'd be a lot more satisfied with what you get in the show. The main thing that you need to understand about the series that it is about the Penguin. It stars the villain of Batman, and Colin Farrell is absolutely fantastic in here. And a lot of you might not know that Colin Farrell is the Penguin, especially when you look at my thumbnail and especially when you look at the posters or images of him. He has a complete makeover within the series. And not only does he change his characteristics and the way he speaks and the way he acts and the way he moves and walks, etc., his actual appearance has been changed too. From reports that I've read, he had to spend 2 to 5 hours in the makeup chair every single day for this movie. And they actually said that when they did work on his entire body, he definitely sat in a chair for more than 5 hours. And what makes it even more crazy is they made it very clear that he couldn't shoot for more than 3 days in a row because of the amount of glue and things that they had to put on his face and his body to take that off and put it on again. So they would probably shoot for like 3 days in a row and then take a little bit of a break and then have to glue him all up again and put up all his makeup and his prosthetics again so that he can go again. So when I say that, it's very important to know that you won't be able to tell that this is Colin Farrell. And that's very important to the brilliance of this series. So the Penguin's character, I mean, I think he does a fantastic job because I always knew the Penguin as this second rate villain within the Batman universe. And that's not because I thought he was a second rate character. It's because the other crime bosses within the series itself or within the story itself would treat him badly, would treat him as an underling. They wouldn't give him the respect he deserves. And he's always been hungry for more. And that's exactly what you get in the show. The Penguin wants to be able to take over Gotham. He wants to be the main guy in Gotham. And he goes on this journey on trying to become that. Now, it's only the first episode, so I don't know if he's actually going to achieve this or who's going to be in the show as a cameo. But what we do get is a lot of character building over here. What makes the Penguin such an interesting character is that he's psychotic, he's unpredictable, he's impulsive, but he also has a little bit of a insecurity to him, as well as on the same hand having a little bit of a soft heart for certain people that would benefit him. And that's very important to understand. It's people that benefit him that he has a softer heart for, the people that can actually help him in his life. And that's at least what I got from it. But we mustn't forget that also, on top of all of this, he's extremely smart. But there's this irrational, impulsive streak within him that sometimes makes him do stupid things or silly things, and then he thinks afterwards. So sometimes he's an action first, think after type of guy. But then you, on the flip side, you also see a part of his character where he's very thoughtful and strategic, and he thinks things through and he plans things. So you get a whole bunch of different emotions and feelings towards this character that I feel Colin Farrell does a brilliant job at. And you particularly see his soft-heartedness, etc., for example, in the show with his mother. Okay, so guys, I'm going to get into some spoiler information right now. So if you guys want to leave, then you can. But before you leave, I just want to say that this is highly recommended to anybody in South Africa that wants to watch it. And you can watch this series on Showmax, or you can watch it on DSTV, catch up on DSTV. It will obviously be released live for viewers that want to watch this as it comes out. Now, let me get back into some of the spoiler information in the show. So basically, this show starts off with a penguin, and it's a week after the events in Batman when the Riddler flooded the city. And there's this brilliant scene where they flash back the news to kind of fill you in on what happened. And then there's this beautiful shot of the penguin standing looking at the city, and it captures him and his face and the angle and the lighting and the way the camera moves around him, rotates around him, just gives you this eerie feeling, and it brings you into the story and into his character. And the show starts off with a bang. I think the opening scene is one of the best opening scenes I've seen in a series. I'm being honest here with you guys, and I'm not exaggerating. You immediately see his character and what he's all about. He interacts with Alberto Falcone, who is the former mob boss's son who was killed. Falcone is a very popular character. It's a mafia family, and the Falcones are very, very popular within the Batman series. So it's nice to see them kind of continue that. And they get into a little bit of an altercation. And this is when you see Penguin's true character shine through, because they're having a conversation, and all of a sudden, Alberto says something to him that pisses him off. And he basically says something that disrespects him, and immediately they shoots him. And then afterwards, he's like, "Oh, flip, what did I do?" So that was a brilliant way to kind of introduce you to the type of character that he is. When you look at this particular show, there's also someone that is also very important that he ends up meeting, because he goes outside after killing Falcone, takes the body, and there's this one scene when you'll know when you see it that there's something wrong with him or there's an issue with him, and they stick to that. I think what they do brilliantly in here is they stay true to the character. They don't let the character do something that is out of his wheelhouse or something that is out of his character. And he has this little wobble when he walks. Okay, so he's obviously there's something wrong with him. That's why he's called the penguin, because of the little waddle that he does when he walks, and also his facial features with his nose, etc., that makes him look kind of penguin like. And they do get that right with the prosthetics, and they also do that because they show he has a brace on his leg. So there's a reason, there's something wrong with his leg, and that's why he walks that way. So you get that understanding. But when he zips up the body, he starts to walk with the body, and obviously dead bodies are quite heavy. He's walking with that, and he's struggling with the body, and he gets fed up with it because he gets to the stairs and he looks down and he just throws the body down the stairs. So that gives you a little bit of his humorous, crazy side that makes you actually chuckle and laugh. And then he goes outside and someone's trying to jack his car. And a group of kids are trying to jack his car. He just takes his gun out and starts shooting at them outside, not caring about who's going to see it or whatever the case may be. And he actually catches one of the kids. The kid that he catches is Victor Aguilar, and he becomes very pivotal in the storyline because he kind of takes the boy under his wing. Not necessarily out of choice, because the guy is kind of under duress throughout the first 15 minutes of his introduction as a character. So he kind of forces him to do certain things for him. And then he gets to a point where he needs to decide whether he's going to kill him or keep him on as a little sidekick. And there's this one line that actually proves that for you guys. They driving in the car and they're talking about the sunset, and they're talking about the different parts of the city, and he's saying there's different parts that he needs to be able to see. And Victor actually turns to him and says, "I'd like to in the future." So that's a little quirky little line that he gives to show that he doesn't want anyone to kill him. But one of my favorite lines in the entire thing is when they're sitting together at a junkyard, and they about to have something to eat, and they ordered a cheeseburger, I think. And Penguin says, "I asked for extra pickles and they give me two. So what a normal amount of pickles is one." So that was something that shows you a little bit of his other side of him. There's a lot to go for in the show that makes you want to watch it, and it has a mafia feel to it. It's a crime drama that really takes you on a character building journey. So it's something that I feel that anybody that likes that type of thing would enjoy this. So I highly recommend this to everybody that is interested to watch this. It does take place after the events of Batman, so I'm assuming that this is going to be a filler before Batman 2 comes out next year, which I hope they still make happen, because at the moment we're not sure when it will be released. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks a lot for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell for future videos, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everyone.